Okay, this is Child Development 66, and this is week 7, and I'm going over the framework books. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here, and so if you put me in speaker view, you'll be able to see this. Okay, so we are using. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. Okay, so again, it's the framework book. It's volume 2. And the reason why I picked volume 2 is because a lot of you put in your intention that you were going to you're setting something up to support fine motor skills. And fine motor skills is in volume 2 of the framework books. And so, as you know, the framework books are aligned with the foundations and the DRDP. They're all the same. And so, wait a minute here. Let me find. Too many windows open here. Okay. And so if you look in the table of contents here, and I looked ahead of time, and so we're going to be going to physical development right here. Let me make this bigger for you guys. Physical development is where fine motor skills is, right? The learning domain is physical development, and then the DRDP measure is fine motor skills. And fine motor skills, it doesn't say here, but I went and looked for it, and it is on page 163. And so they put it in manipulative skills here. And so fine and gross motor manipulatives are in the same section in this book, in the manipulative skills section. It starts on 156, but fine motor skills is on page 163. Okay, so I'm going to make this smaller to go through this faster. And this book, this PDF does not have chapters. And so usually what I do is I look for the side thing and slide down to where I need to go. And it is the orange section. 109. Okay. So we are in the physical development section of the framework book, volume 2. And now I'm going to scroll down to 163, 143, 173. So back it up. Okay. So here it says in very small letters, and it's easy to miss. Right there it says manipulative skills, fine motor. That's page 163 in volume 2. And so it's got a lot of good stories here. So the vignettes describe things that happen in the classroom, and they're good examples. Especially this one. I like to have the students read this and tell me if the teacher did it on purpose or not. So basically, she's got a bowl of acorns and she spills them and says, "Oh no, can you help me with it? Pick them up." And so you don't know if she did it on purpose to get them to work together, or if it really was an accident. So that's something to think about and read about. And so down here farther. So when you're using this book, it's not designed to be read from cover to cover. It's kind of like a dictionary or a phone book. So you're just looking for things that you need to know about specifically. And so you want to focus on the parts that are in bold. And so what we know about fine motor skills, if you want to set up your environment, or because I'm asking you to design a provocation or an invitation, right? We are not going to be directing the play. We're not going to be directing the children. We're just going to set something out, right? So you're going to be telling me what you're going to set out and where you're going to set it out. You're not going to tell me what you're going to say to the children, because you're not really going to say anything. You're just going to say, I put this thing over there, and that's all you're going to say. And so these are some guiding principles, right? And so you want to support fine motor skills in the classroom for preschoolers. You want to learn about the children's cultural context for fine motor skills, right? That's one bold thing. Oh, this is too big. Okay, and then another one is you want to learn about family values related to fine motor activities. And so it keeps going here. Focus on the quality of movement rather than the end product. And we know that developmentally, children under 8 years old cannot have one winner. They just can't. They'd be very upset. And so if you're going to be setting things up where there's only one winner, you're going to have a very unhappy 4-year-old. Excuse me. So if you chose gross motor, you are not, I don't want you to set up an obstacle course. That's for older children. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Prior experiences, personal interests related to fine motor. So you want to learn about the child. That's what we're doing through the observation, right? Clear, specific feedback. Sounds like a PDA to me. Okay, we're going to keep going here. Provide a variety of tools and media, right? Lots of choices. Provide adaptations to support participation with disabilities and other special needs. Design meaningful fine motor activities by incorporating their diverse backgrounds. Promote children's ability to manipulate objects by feel. Provide optimal postural support during challenging fine motor activities. Give them the support like a chair with a back on it, right? If they're going to be sitting somewhere for a long time, focusing on very small things with their hands. So let's say if you've got a Lego table, you might want to put chairs nearby that have a back on them instead of those cube chairs because they're going to be sitting there for a long time. Okay. Provide opportunities for children to engage in fine motor activities in a variety of positions. You want to put the materials vertically. You want to provide activities to develop hand precision. Engage them in heavy work, and you show them they're doing the pumpkins right there. A lot of teachers fill up 2-liter soda bottles with sand and put a big string on them. So there's the heavy work. That's going to help their shoulder muscles. And you need shoulder muscles to use to draw, to write for handwriting. You need your shoulder muscles. So keep that in mind when you're designing a provocation or invitation. Assist children with proper fit and positioning of scissors. And so, in general, I always say, hand, put your thumbs up, because a lot of new cutters cut like this. They cut like this with their thumb down, and so you want to have just say thumbs up, and that keeps them on track without interfering too much. Because the more you interfere, the less they're going to want to do that thing. We want to give as much control as possible to the children. Okay, assist children with proper fit and position scissors. Provide resistive activities to develop hand strength. And provide a variety of media for cutting with scissors. So lots of stuff to waste. Lots of things that they can cut up and it's going to be okay. So just keep that in the back of your mind. They need a lot of practice. And so preschool is not the time and place to be saving up fancy paper because they need a lot of practice destroying paper. Okay. Be aware of children's handedness, and that's important. So don't assume everybody's right-handed. So whenever you're giving something to the child, maybe you're well, it's not gonna it's for our learning stories, this isn't gonna happen because we're doing a provocation where nobody's there. But if you're setting up the provocation, you're not gonna put the writing thing like the marker or the crayons, you're not gonna put them on the right side. You're gonna put them in the middle, right? So that the child can decide if they're left or right-handed. And so just be aware of that. Don't assume everybody's right-handed. And then let me see if there's anything left. And then there's just a conclusion here. And then talking about the five senses. beyond the five senses. I'm sorry. Okay. So then what you do is if there's any part that you want to know more about, you can go ahead and read that part to get more information about something specific. But in general, that's what you do. You go read the part in bold to help you, and so that goes for every measure in the DRDP in every foundation. Another thing you can do to figure out what to do for your provocation or the invitation, and that's the part of the learning story, that's the opportunities and possibilities section, right? So you need to think of one thing you're going to set out, you're going to put it somewhere, and then you're going to list 5 DRDP measures that support that activity. And so I had a lot of you not even do 4. I had one person did 25. And so they did 5 activities and then 5 measures per activity. And so you just need 1 activity and 5 measures, but it needs to be connected to what you observed, right? And so if you observe the child working on something, I don't know what, but it's got to come out of your observation. So that's really important. So in general, when you're writing your opportunities and possibilities paragraph, you're going to say, since you like to blah, 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 I'm going to put out blah, blah, blah in the blah, blah, blah area. That's kind of what it should sound like. I noticed that you really like to do blah, blah, blah. You're connecting it to what you observe the child do in the observation section. It's not like, I decided to do puppets today. No, I noticed that you were playing with puppets, a lot of puppets yesterday, and you seemed really excited. It looked like a good time. So I put more puppet materials in the art area. I've got fur and I've got I've got lamb fur and I've got puppy fur. You can make oh, don't tell them what to do. I know, even me, I gotta break that habit. Don't tell them what to do. Oh, I got a lot of stuff over there. A lot of fun puppets to make. Don't don't tell them what to do with it, right? We're working really hard to be excellent, the gold standard in curriculum design, and so we're not going to tell the children how to interact with the objects. It's really easy to tell children how to play and what to play with, and I'm really pushing you to go to the other extreme of just setting it out and saying, I wonder what we can do with that. What do you guys think you want to do with that? Looks so fun. Looks like so much fun. What do you want to do? Since you had so much fun using these materials yesterday, I brought some more choices today. I put them over there. So don't tell them what to do. Don't tell them how to do it. Don't ask them what colors they see. Don't ask them to count anything, right? You're just setting something out and you're telling me where you're setting it out. Okay, any questions? I'm going over this again and again and again. Yes, yes. Yes, and so I have not gone back to recheck those. I'm still working through week 3 observation paragraphs. I have not graded any resubmissions yet. I'm still on the first submission of week 3 observations. That's what I'm saying. It's taking me forever to get through them. And so, what I need you to read the feedback that I gave you and make sure you followed what I wrote in the feedback. So, if you did not get full credit, I told you why. And I need you to follow those directions because I'm some of you, I made it to part B and I looked at it and it was still wrong from what they turned in part A. And so I need you guys to read my feedback and follow what I'm writing, what I'm telling you to do. Because I'm telling you how to get an A. And so you guys need to do it if you want an A. Probably not. Probably not. If I haven't, you'll know because I write it down, right? I'm not going to grade something and not tell you why. And so if I haven't graded it or written anything in, then you know I didn't do it yet, right? But it's really hard because I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it for you. I'm telling you everything to fix, and then you guys aren't fixing it. And so that's why I'm doing this detailed video on exactly how to do this again and again and again. And I need you guys to look at the examples. I always give you an example of what you could turn in for the assignment. For every assignment, there's an example. I even make it look like a little piece of paper, and I'm still getting a lot of F's. And so I can't, I need you guys to do the reading because if you sit there and read it, it's going to make sense. I think you guys are making it harder than it really is. Wait, hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Let me turn off this recording if we're going to start making appointments.